Welcome to another live episode of Baggin Braggin. This is episode number 25. It's a special one. We're a quarter of a way to a century, Mish. We're officially successful.
Is that what it takes?
That's all it takes is 25 episodes. 24
Wow.
would have been failure, but 25 we made it. But
Go.
fresh off national number 4 in Detroit, gotta say pleasantly surprised with Detroit. I was having fun out there. Met with a lot of cool friends again. It was just overall a good time. And then getting ready to go right back into it as I'm already in the hotel. As you can see, Misha's on the road as well. We're getting ready for, I believe it's shootout number 7 and open number 15 as we wind down the season. We're less than a month away from the World Championships in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So busy schedule here in the month of July. But Misha, how you doing? How was your 4th of July?
It was amazing. And that kind of dovetails into the bragging section, honestly, because I'm over here in New London, Connecticut, and my cousin-in-law, I guess you would say, lives over here by the water. And so yesterday we all got on kayaks, and then we did like this. A whole bunch of people on kayaks went down into where it dovetails into like the ocean and then like the beach. So we park our kayaks and get off, and then we went to we swam a little bit, and then we went to the restaurant that's right there on the beach, and then get back on the kayak and make our way back. And it was raining before we started, and then it cleared up right when we were ready to go. And then it rained a little bit while we were in the restaurant, and then it stopped when we were leaving. And then on our way back, you could hear the thunder, and it was like starting to sprinkle, and I'm like paddling as fast as I can. We gotta get back.
Oh, that sounds miserable. Like you get full bellied and then you gotta like work your way back.
It was fine. I had so much fun.
I'm so lazy by nature. I don't know if I would do it. I'd just be floating out there in the rain. Just
I mean, it wasn't that bad because it's calm water. It's not like you're going against like waves and things. So it was cool. And then we just walk, like it's literally a 2-minute walk down the road to where we start the kayaks.
That sounds pretty cool though, actually.
Yeah, it was fun.
My buddy sent me a meme on TikTok earlier. Shout out to Willie. He said, yeah, I've been signed up for the gym for about 6 months now. I'm just not seeing the results. So I'm going to go there in person tomorrow and see what this is all about.
Maybe that will change things.
Yeah. I signed up for it. That's going great. But
oh, man.
I got my workout in this weekend. My 4th of July I spent in the garage, the non-air conditioned packed garage at my mom's house, trying to get everything filled up in the dumpster because, love my brother, appreciate the help, but not sure why you would order a dumpster on 4th of July weekend. The entire rest of the family, including my mom, was at the campgrounds, kicking it, shooting off fireworks, riding boats and camping and having a great time for 4th of July. And I got back from Detroit, I'd probably say like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then took a nap, obviously, woke up the next day and was just like, I'm doing it. I'm cleaning out this garage today. So I went out there and packed everything up in totes, filled up the dumpster with a whole bunch of stuff, and we got it all set up. So my buddy that I was joking with earlier, he's going to sell me his Bowflex workout center, and we're going to turn that garage into a gym. So
that'll work. It'll be hot, though.
That's all right. Got to sweat it out. Mish. Got some calories to burn.
Okay, fair enough. I have to say, though, I got to brag on Detroit, too. I loved where we were. Like, obviously, it was like a hustling, bustling downtown area. So there was like traffic stuff we had to deal with. But aside from that, like, I loved where we were because there was that cool Greek town, like, street where had all those Greek restaurants. And I went to a couple of them. The one we went to that night was not nearly as good as the one I went to a couple of nights before. Best Greek salad I've ever had, best baklava I've ever had. And then I went dancing 2 nights out of the, 4 that we were there. And that's what I love to do. So, I mean, loving Detroit. Rave reviews.
There might be some footage of me dancing. I don't know. We were having a good time. That fishbowl got me. Whatever. I thought I'd have
sugar.
I thought I'd have some help in that fishbowl, but it ended up being all me. And then, like, I tried chugging it at the very end, and either a seed or an ice cube or something, like, shot through the straw and hit me in the uvula and about took me out. I was like, I did it, dying.
I remember.
I was about to fall out, and then that's That's the last thing I remember.
And then the night ends, but it did not end. It kept going.
Apparently, we went to the casino. Stephanie was like, "Did you win your $1,000?" I said, "What?" She's like, "When I saw you go to the casino, did you win your $1,000?" I said, "I don't remember going to the casino." So for a guy who doesn't really drink and let loose, I had a good time for as much as I can remember. So. And then we talked about, I woke up, I still had money in my wallet. So that's
that was a good sign. I was worried about that when you said you couldn't remember, because I know you went to the ATM at the casino.
Well, that's what I was worried. I checked the ATM or the bank statement. Like, okay, only one transaction. So if I took out money and I got money, then good deal. I'm happy with it. But
it could be way worse.
Yeah, no, it was fun, but I wish I could remember the entire night. I mean, I got bits and pieces. There was like a blackjack table at some point, I'm sure, and I don't know. There's a Corona somewhere involved that didn't really make it the rest of the night. It was shattered on the hotel floor.
Like, how? I don't understand.
I'm a mess.
You were a mess.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite Wally texts. Holy fish bowl, I'm hungover.
Holy fish bowl, I'm hungover. Yeah. But I got a little upgrade today, Mish. I got to the Hertz rental car place, and I'm a gold member, so it's pretty simple. You just walk straight out. You go to the car lot, find the gold section. You hop in the car, just go. You don't have to talk to anybody. I love
what?
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, so you got to like upload your driver's license and your insurance like when you first sign up, but you just hop off the plane, get your luggage, you go straight out to the lot, pick a car, and take off.
That's best case scenario.
Yeah. So this time there was no car. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm waiting for the dream. So I go into the little room, and she's sweet as heck. She's like, hey, no problem. I got you a Highlander or a Yukon Denali. I'm like, I'm taking the Denali, and I hop in that thing. It's luxury. Like, I think I'm going to sign up for Uber while I have it the next 4 days and you start Ubering people around this thing. It's so nice.
Make money off your rental car.
Yeah. So I'm excited for it. And then I was, I don't know, it's kind of like a little streak right now. I was like, you know what? I've never done first class. I heard Mish talk about it. I heard Bernie talk. I heard Jeff talk about it. So I went ahead and upgraded. I'll be doing first class as I head out to Worlds. So
let's go. Actually, I'm first class to Worlds as well. It was a good deal.
So I actually have to go out to Columbia, which is about 45 minutes. It's only probably like a 25-minute flight. They're like, first class upgrade, $26. I'm like,
sold.
Well, I'm good. Like, how many seats are actually on this plane? But St. Louis to Charlotte, that's a little bit longer of a flight, so I upgraded for that.
I do. If it's like an hour, I typically don't go for the upgrade just because it's so short. But if it's $26, I'd probably still do it. All right, we got to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our guest, Mark Richards, right after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are ready to get into the interview segment of our show, and we have an awesome one for you. We are going to bring Mark Richards on. We are so excited for him to become the #1 player in the world after this weekend in Detroit. And it was a cool race because if Tony won, he'd be #1. But if Mark won, he'd be #1. So super important match. Mark did come away with the win. So congratulations, Mark, and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, I have to ask you because at the end of the broadcast, you said something to the camera, but there is so much chaos. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
He almost announced or jinxed the whole weekend.
The chestnut line?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I said 3 things are certain in life: death, taxes, and Joey Chestnut winning in the hot dog eating contest.
That's what you said. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I said he almost announced or jinxed it because they canceled it because of rain or whatever, and then they brought it back.
So glad they played it out. So glad.
Yeah.
That's funny. Okay, I couldn't hear it because there was all sorts of stuff happening, and I was like, I just saw you go to the camera. I'm like, what is he doing? What compelled you to end the show like that?
Well, to be honest with you, other than Mike Bray being the #1 person I would want to play with, like on a Super Bowl event or something like that, Joey Chestnut probably is #2.
Really?
Absolutely.
He's a good personality too.
The guy's an animal.
Yeah, wasn't he on Amazing Race or something like that?
That I'm not sure about.
He was on one of those shows where you have to travel the country and put together clues. I think it was Amazing Race. He was on that show. I don't think he won or nothing like that, but he had a pretty good personality in there. He's an interesting character, Joey is.
Yeah, Jaws.
You could add a 4th thing in there, Mark. It's Mark Richards is going to win a national every single season.
Ooh.
I mean, just that's guaranteed. You're 2 for 2, man. All you got to do is just win one each year and keep that trend going. But
I retire now so I can say I'm 2 for 2.
No, we can't. No.
You're not done yet.
That would be a tragedy to the cornhole world. You got to think about, how long the ACL has been around, and you basically if you would have won every single time you've been on broadcast, you would have had a chance basically to take over the entire standings in just 2 years. Just remarkable, man.
Thank you.
Hats off to you. Congratulations on your success and another big victory, earning that #1 spot over Tony. That was a great match, but ultimately you came out on top.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was back and forth the whole time. 2s. I gave up I think I gave up a 4. He gave up a 3, and then just a strange way. I don't think anybody expected at the end, but sometimes that's the way things work.
Yeah, you almost want to make the game-winning shot, not have the other guy miss the game-winning shot.
Right.
So whenever it happened, you're like, 5? Is it over? Are we done?
Like, wait, huh? What's the math?
Yeah, I called a timeout because I had no idea, and I saw Tony flash 5, and I looked over at Josh, and he's like, I was like, oh my gosh, let's go.
Like the delayed reaction.
Yeah.
One of the things I brought up on the broadcast was that you have something very unique that other players don't have, and that is the unwavering confidence, meaning it doesn't seem like, and I'm assuming, that your confidence increases when you win or decreases when you lose. It seems to remain unchanged. And that's really unique. Not all the players can say that. And even someone like Tony Smith, his confidence may only waver 3 to 5%, but it seems to waver whether he's doing well or not doing well. So that's kind of something that I assumed, but can you talk more to that unwavering confidence that I feel like you may have?
Yeah, really it just comes from 2 things. That's #1, I'm fully committed in doing this. I don't take any days off. Normally on our travel schedule, it's from a Thursday to a Sunday night and to Monday. That Monday I may relax a little bit, but Tuesday, no matter what the results are, I'm right back at it. And then the second thing is I put in a ton of work. I'm prepared. Being prepared is the #1 thing. I always feel good going into a tournament if I'm prepared for it. I'm not gonna lie. Going into Portland, I was a little nervous, just because we had went from. Oh, where did we come from? I think we were coming from Arizona.
Mesa.
Yes, Mesa, and then we went to Vegas for a couple of days, and I wanted to go because Nico and his wife came out there, and we met up with some other couples too. But I knew I wasn't going to be throwing at all those couple days, and no matter what happened in Mesa, a national's a big deal. So I was a little nervous going into that one, but very excited when I got back home to get right back to the grind.
So the confidence you're saying comes from preparation, but how do you manage to not have it change when you lose a match?
Either way, I always tell myself I practice at this place called the Sparta Dome. It's about 30-40 minutes away. I practice in the gym sometimes too, but mostly the Sparta Dome. But I'll be telling myself when I'm going through the winner's bracket or loser's bracket, I can't wait to get back to the Sparta Dome on Monday. I make my practices fun. Not like trick shots or anything like that, but when I'm practicing and working really hard, it's fun to me. And playing is fun to me, and I think that's what matters.
So that's one question we normally ask everybody, and since you brought it up, I'm going to ask you again. But real quick, if anybody's out there on YouTube and you guys do have a question for Mark, I see a couple of them starting to come in. Feel free to ask the questions. We'll read them on the air, and he'll get answers here in the third segment. But what do you do for your practice session? Do you do 8 bags, play a game against yourself? Do you set up situations where you practice working on your roll shot, or is it all situational?
All situational. I normally use 2 sets of bags, the bags that I'm going to be throwing in the next event, and then a set that is similar, and I'll alternate. So I'll start down on one side, and I'll throw my white bag, and then throw my black bag, and I'll just alternate and play off of them. I really don't set up blockers or anything like that. I want to physically throw the bag and see it happen, and then do it. But it's nothing like airmails for 20 minutes and then roll shots for 10. And I respect everybody who does that, but it's just not really my thing. I've always just been alternating throughout my practices.
So
how do you keep that fun?
You're not like keeping score, like this one bag and this bag race 21. It's just you throw and whatever happens. Like if I need to push it or roll over, shoot over, I do that. That's what you're saying?
At times I do keep score. I tried early on, like if I'm on outside arm and I throw my white bag, I would flip over and then throw my black bag. But it's too much time and it's too much movement that I'm never going to be doing during a match. So I'll just throw all 8 from the inside, walk down, and then throw all 8 back on the outside.
Yeah, I was starting to say, like, how do you keep that fun? Because I feel like that can drone on, right?
Yes. No, for sure. You're absolutely right. But I think I push myself when I'm at hour 2 and 3, because if I want to do good in these tournaments, I know that it's going to be a long day, and I'm going to have to keep my energy up and my positivity and whatever comes with that all day. So hour 2 and 3, when I'm sweating, I'm ready to quit. That's when I got to push even harder.
Makes sense. All right, more with Mark just after this commercial break.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. One small step
All right, welcome back. We got some comments in there. They're digging the tunes, Wally.
Let's go. Alamise.
Beats a la Mish. That's right.
Alamise. You want to hop in questions or go back and forth, Mish? How we want to do this here?
Yeah, let's go in the questions. So, Wally, you want to manage the questions?
Yeah, I'll start at the top. We got Caden Allen coming in and says, as a rookie for next season, what advice would you give on finding some good sponsors?
Ooh, that's a good question. I would say your success does dictate, what kind of quality sponsorships that you get, but there's a lot of other things that go into it too. How your social media presence, what kind of person are you? Being a people person, being outgoing. I was actually a really shy kid in high school, and I wanted to be a sports broadcaster. Like, I can't be shy. So you definitely got to open up a little bit and be able to talk and relate to people, building connections. So it's not just you're playing on the boards.
Hold up. Why haven't you helped commentate us with the match then?
Yeah, wait a second, Mark.
Yeah.
What is this?
You know why? Because this is why. Because when Mark is in between matches, he's not joking around, are you?
That's correct. That's correct. I was going to go to Butler University to major in sports broadcasting. I actually I went to this Indianapolis Colts thing. It was like their broadcasting competition back-to-back years down in Indianapolis, and I finished top 10 both years. So that was really, really cool. But I decided to stay home and pursue teaching, so I kind of left the room. But it was a hobby of mine throughout, my first 18 years of my life.
Gotcha.
We'll have to get you on a broadcast at some point. I mean, I know I was talking actually to Shelby, and she said, in between, you're just in a corner, like you're looking at the wall, you're not interacting, like you're staying focused. And I think that is a lot about what keeps you successful.
Definitely.
There's a question there from Marine about Shelby. It says, how much does it mean to you that Shelby is always at all these events with you?
Oh my gosh. There was an event last year in Florida that she wasn't at. It was a shootout, and I didn't do very good. And I called her after, and I was upset, not at her, just the way I played and just everything. And I ended up flying back that night instead of the next day because she wasn't there. So having her there, just supporting me, watching me, she does a lot of behind the scenes things that nobody but really me or any of our family see. But she's awesome, and she's really getting into the sport too. Hopefully next year we can actually be co-ed partners at the World Championship.
Oh, she's playing. Oh. She's playing.
She plays. Yeah, she doesn't play a lot because she has a busy workload and she's traveling with me. But she does play from time to time, and she's got a flat bag. So watch out.
There we go. Let's go, Shelby.
That would be like the best. Just sneak up out of nowhere. Sorry, Daniela Luna, you're out. Shelby's in.
Oh no,
Shelby's in. Are you playing with Daniela for co-ed this year again?
Yes.
Okay,
Nice.
cool. You guys are running it back.
But Daniela is awesome, so I'm sure she would understand if that happened.
Yeah,
so
she would. She would understand. All right, keep going, Wally.
All right, we got a question from Clayton. Says, what do you think led you to your success? Like, what do you think sets you apart from the rest of the field?
Just what I look at outside of the game as far as added motivation. I go back to it multiple times during tourney days or when I'm at home. It's family. It's my role models. It's my dad, my grandma, Mike Bray. I read a little bit. I always hated reading, but I have a book I bring with to the tournaments, and I'll look back at different things, talking about controlling what you can control, ignore the naysayers. I love what I do, and I attack each day with joy and enthusiasm. So I think finding things that are motivating you to want to be successful, that's it for me.
Another find your why, Mish. Seems to be a trend.
Yeah, it's great. It's a big thing I teach. You got to know your why.
Congrats on your season, Mark. I'm honored to call you a friend. And another question from Caden says, obviously being number one would feel amazing, but how did it feel coming to the pro division as the guy no one really knew and end up being the best player in the world?
It felt really, really good. It kind of goes back to the first time I went to a blind draw. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't know anybody. And, I did all right. And that was kind of how last year went. Didn't have a target on my back, just staying cool, calm, and collected, and just throwing bags. And as the season went on, more people started to figure out who I was. But it was a really, really cool journey my first year in the league.
So now you do have a target on your back. So
Yeah.
a big target on your back.
I was kind of going to be my next question too, Mish.
Yeah. Like, how are you rising to that? Because that could, so we see this drop off, right? Or like the sophomore slump, as they call it. And my hypothesis is that it's because now you have the target, right? You did really well one season. Now everyone's kind of hunting you, and then you have to live up to that hype. So how do you deal with that?
I just got to put in more work. I know how much work I put in last year. I know that I'm putting more work in this year than I did last year, and that's it. There's nothing else other than my hard work. If I know I prepared and I worked hard, the results are going to handle themselves at the end of the day, and that's that.
So how do you, in your mind, so like you do work really hard and you do prepare, and then if that event doesn't go your way, what's the self-talk because you did prepare and you did work hard and it didn't work?
Yeah, no, that's a good point and a good question. Really, just you can write it down or just talk in your head. Tell yourself what went well, what didn't go well. My roll bag wasn't working. I didn't shoot my airmail enough. I have awesome airmail, and then going to practice those things. I didn't make my airmails. Well, guess what? I'm going to throw a block, and then on the last 7 bags of the round, I'm going to shoot airmails. It's pretty simple for me. I don't overthink things. Just stay simple at the end of the day.
So you go like logical, like what could I compliment myself about, and then the things that weren't so great, how could I then work harder on those specific things?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I know that I talk about reading books and mental stuff, but at the end of the day, we're still throwing a 1-pound bag, 27 feet across from us. Like it's a pretty simple game. I know that things can get dirty at times, but at the end of the day, if you remind yourself that it's a pretty simple game. If you put the bag in the hole, things will work out, hopefully.
David said, if cornhole is a sport, then I'm an athlete. Yes, you are, buddy. Welcome to the athletic side like we are, David.
Well, and to be clear, I think that an athlete is not just a physical thing. Like if you want to be a top athlete and a pro athlete, you have to have a strong mental game in any sport, no matter what it is.
Well, you're going to see a whole bunch of athletes at the World Championships because I don't know if it's even been released or if I should say it or not, but I'm going to anyway. I think the Ocho's coming back again. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm trying to figure out what I got to do to get on slippery stairs. So
slippery stairs, by far the most entertaining thing ever.
My title is something. We'll see. But speaking of rewards, earlier, Maureen has a question. How much did the event at Notre Dame mean to you?
Sick. For sure. I was there twice. The first time I just did a smaller event with Mike Bray and Matt Zona, one of the basketball players there. And then the second time, which was the most recent, Mike Hennessy and Lucky Bags came out and they had a dorm tournament. A bunch of boys and girls competed in the championship of the boys' dorm and the championship of the girls' dorm. Got to play with me and Father Pete on the 50-yard line of the Notre Dame football stadium at nighttime. I can't explain how cool it was. Me and Mike got to walk out where the players walk and see the gorgeous football stadium. And obviously, you guys probably know I'm a Notre Dame fanatic. So once in a lifetime experience, even though I hope it happens again. But amazing. The first thing I said when I got there was hard work really does pay off, because if I didn't work hard, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think about like a Cody Henderson who says, I haven't played in 6 weeks and shows up to a shootout and wins?
Sometimes that works for people. I think, don't quote me on this, Caleb, but I think Caleb Batson said he doesn't really put too much time into it either. So it works for some people, but it definitely doesn't work for me, as I said.
Well, he didn't, right? So he just graduated, and now he does put the work in, and that's what you're seeing.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So he didn't.
So he didn't used to practice before, and as soon as he graduated, and now he does all the time. And look where he's at.
Yeah, I think Tanner Halbert's pretty much the same way. He doesn't really have much time, so he just shows up at the tournaments or blind draws, whatever, and balls out. I mean,
yeah. And the nice thing is, being a teacher, I get the summers off, so a little more practice comes in the summer than during the school year.
What do your students think of all this?
Some of them are about it, like we just did an event today at the school, me and Phil with ABC 57. And when I was driving, I haven't been over to the school in weeks, but when I was driving over there, I saw one of my students. He was trimming around a stop sign, and I waved at him. And him and his mom always watch me on ESPN when I'm on there. But there's another student where I used to bring my open trophies into my room and lay them in there. And I think it was after like Louisville. I said, all right, guys, I know you guys, support me. So I just wanted to say that, I was lucky enough to win the Louisville Open this past weekend. And this one girl just rolls her eyes at me. I was like, oh my gosh. I took the trophies out after school. No more of it. If you want to talk to me about it, talk to me about it. But I'm not bringing it up again.
She's like, I'm unimpressed.
No.
I mean, if from my perspective, if I had a teacher who was doing something as cool as this, I would be all about it. But I get not
right.
everyone.
Yeah, totally. What are you gonna do with that lucky chain? That thing's big.
Yeah. So that one, I'm not actually able to keep, but I do get one of the smaller ones that you see Alex and Mike and Trey, and one that Lori's going to get for winning the shootout. I am going to get one of those, and I think it's hopefully going to be here before Worlds, so I'm really excited about that one.
So that's like the big check, when you get the big check, but you can't use the big check, and then you get the real check.
Yep, exactly.
That makes sense.
Hey, that's not the big check. I don't ever want to cash it. I just want the big check on my wall. Like
No, that's my favorite part of Happy Gilmore. He has like 20 of them in his backseat of his car. That's big checks. All right, we're going to take another commercial break, and we'll be right back right after this. Welcome back, everybody, and we get marked for just a little bit longer. So if you do have questions, make sure you get those in the chat. But yeah, so this has been awesome, Mark. It's been fun to learn, because I've interviewed you a few times, and I feel like I'm still learning all this new stuff. So really appreciate you sharing all this good knowledge with us. One of the things that you brought on this season was the roll bag. What made you want to bring that on?
So I wanted to bring it on just in a conservative way. I didn't want to be throwing it all the time. Me and Gavin Cano, we were actually lucky enough to partner up in Florida and win it. And one of the first things he said to me Friday night at the blind draw, he said something like, now don't shoot the roll bag too much, because he knew I was starting to implement it into my game. But really just when I feel like airmail isn't the best decision, like if there's a lane side block, I don't know if an airmail is the best decision, because I can just easily or hopefully go around it. And now that I'm feel confident about it, it's a shot that I shoot actually pretty often now, and I enjoy shooting. It's a fun shot to have in your arsenal.
It is, yeah, for sure. All right,
Do you
well, you got
enjoy
your chat up.
Do you enjoy throwing the carpet more than the slick bags, or you like switching up every now and then?
No, because I mean, you consider a pro sniper a faster bag, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I can still hit that shot with a pro sniper, so definitely a faster bag. The pro sniper fits my game really well.
Easy question here from Austin. What's the official distance between boards?
27 feet.
There you go.
17.
All right. So I don't know if Clayton's trolling us or if this is legit. If it is, I'm learning something new. It says, "How was it being a pro wiffle ball player, and what made you switch to cornhole?" You have
No,
any,
that's real.
you dabbled in wiffle ball?
Yeah, me and my dad were having this conversation yesterday. I don't know why Jeff started saying professional. I don't think I ever told him I was professional. I played a competitive wiffle ball league 40 minutes down the road. It was like a 16-team league, and there's actually a 80-team tournament coming up at the end of July in New Carlisle. There's the Final Four is played at Migley Field. It's mini Wrigley. It's really, really legit. So I was competitive in it, but I definitely wasn't. I wouldn't consider myself.
Is there a pro league for wiffle ball?
Oh yeah.
There's like fast pitch leagues. I would probably consider those.
Now, was this legit
I played
wiffle
slow.
ball or blitz ball?
This is just regular. Half of it is perforated. The other half is solid.
Okay.
Slow pitch, but you throw knuckles, backdoor sliders, but it wasn't fast pitch.
Interesting. So, what was your forte? Pitching or fielding or hitting or what?
Pitching, hitting. In 28 games, I think I hit 50 some home runs. So actually, I won MVP my first year in the league.
Of course you did.
Wiffle ball, but yeah. And those guys, they give me flack for cornhole. They'll say things. I'm just like, this is a whole different ball game. Like, come over to cornhole, you'll have a better respect for it.
I kind of reached out to the content team and I was like, there's a whole personal life to every single player that we don't know anything about. We need to do like was it 2 truths and 1 not truth thing?
Yeah.
And
2 truths and a lie.
Yeah, there's so many professions that people don't know what people do. You know what I mean? So I would like to see how the pros react to this. Dylan says, when you eventually pass everyone for the most titles, what is it going to mean to be considered the GOAT? I think people are already calling you the GOAT, but
pretty much, yeah.
Well, hopefully that happens. It'll just mean that I put in a ton of work, and if that happens, I'm going to be honored and blessed. But we got to take it one day at a time first. I'm still young.
Yeah.
So if you do, I mean, I do think you're going to take the title because you've gotten so many titles in just a season and a half. So I think it's inevitable. So assuming you do take that title, then what's it going to feel like when someone takes that title from you eventually in the future?
I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to put in enough work not to let that happen, but I got to get there first. It's going to be a long time.
All right. Fair enough. You got any more, Wally?
I'm nothing else in the chat. I have a question.
Okay.
I mean, I've been to every single tournament this season, Mark, and I apologize if I don't remember much. I know you made it in on one of the shootouts. Have you made it in singles and doubles both already?
Singles, just singles.
Just singles. So are you and Phil going to the last 2?
We are, yep.
You are? Okay, cool. I guess got the sign-up sheet from Trey a little bit ago, so I haven't had a chance to put together players to watch, and I'll do that. And last year you guys made it in separate. Kind of talk about the difference between making it in separately and making sure you guys do it together this year.
Yeah, that might be our Achilles heel on why we haven't made it yet. Last year we played the first one together in Texas, and we had a great run. We lost to Frazier and Sutton. We were just shy of the broadcast, and then Phil wins the second one, and we didn't get to play with each other after that. So coming into this year, we had only played one time. So experience, we're definitely getting better. Like this last one, same thing. We're just shy of the broadcast. So hopefully we make it over the hump. But we're still working on some things.
What do you think is the difference? Because you guys obviously have gotten the doubles titles and nationals. So what's difference with the shootouts for doubles since you have gotten the singles already?
Maybe that, I guess me a little bit more, but Phil doesn't play a dirty game. I don't really want to play a dirty game that often. I'll do it occasionally, but we're both just, we want to sling bags into the hole. And as you've seen, I don't know how many of the doubles winners throw carpet, but I think throwing carpet in in shootouts definitely has its advantages. We actually we threw carpet at it was like the third or fourth one. We threw the shamrocks, and that didn't work out for us. So I think, being a carpetbag thrower has its advantages, but I know we can win one, but we're still trying to work out some kinks, and hopefully we can get one during these last two.
I think last time I went to Man Cave Monday and you and Phil were both there, I believe you both got paired up with some of my buddies, and you guys both threw carpet, I think, in that tournament. And I was like, I didn't realize I could throw these cuts and all these good shots, carpet bag too. So hats off to you guys for that. Another question here says, are there any concerns about etiquette amongst your opponents? What are some of the common complaints behind the scenes?
Etiquette?
Yeah.
Cornhole etiquette.
Cornhole etiquette. I know a lot of people are kind of against the earbuds and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you blast ears and don't want to hear any outside surroundings, but I mean, what do you think about all that stuff?
I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't notice it. I mean, this is pretty much I'm right here. Look up one of my opponent's bags thrown after the game, go out, get something to eat, stay locked in. So I really don't focus on any of that during the day. I don't check Facebook, Twitter, none of that stuff. So play your game, not the name. Everything else.
And you don't really hear the comments from your opponents or anything like that zoned out?
No. I know at the end of the day, if somebody wants to say something to me and be a hater, that means I'm probably doing all right for myself.
Yeah, they don't boo the bad ones. At least not on your own team. One more question here. It says, who's the tough opponent you'd line up next to?
Who's the what?
Who's the toughest opponent for you to line up next to?
Probably Tony, Devin, Alex. All have their, pros to their games. And I would say Tony, let me start with Alex. Alex is always around the hole. He's very, very annoying to play against because he's always around the hole. Tony will collect anything on the board no matter where it's at. And Devin has like one of the best finesse bags in the game. Tumbling, rolling, cutting. It's really, really annoying, but all phenomenal players.
More fun to beat that, right?
Yes.
I can imagine. Any more in there, Wally?
Nothing else in there right now. Just Maureen says, it's fun to see your great shots. How did being a football pitcher help you in your cornhole game, if anything? But yeah, nothing else in the chat. You guys any other questions? We got pretty good viewers right now, so if any of you guys have a question, feel free to put it in the chat there. But what's the one thing you're looking forward to at Worlds? I know you get a lot. It's gonna be a jam-packed week. Are you looking forward to running back your title, defending everything, or the Stevie Awards? I mean, anything exciting coming up?
Well, you know what? I don't like to throw mini bags like before tournaments because there's a couple times where I'll throw mini bags for like an hour and then go practice or go to a tournament. I'll be like, oh my gosh, why does this bag feel so heavy? So there's a mini bag tournament apparently at the World Championships. I didn't know if you guys knew this, but depending on what day it is, I might play in it. If not, that'd be really fun to watch. $50 a person for a mini bags tournament. Holy smokes!
Yeah, I want to put together an Airmail only contest where only 16 states are allowed. And it's going to be a single elimination, non-cancellation scoring. First one to hit 21. And I want to see who can come out of that or what state can come out of that ahead, because some states have, multiple people, Kentucky, Florida, Texas, like that, but they can only represent one person. I want to see if I could figure out a day to squeeze that in and make it happen. But
it's always so jam-packed.
Yeah. So you're in Indiana, right?
Correct. Yes. Ryan Windsor, just a side note, his mini bags game is phenomenal.
I heard Eric Davis is a beast.
I can see that too. Oh my God, he's probably really annoying to play against.
I've actually had someone ask me, because I do a lot with mindset. They've asked me, is it bad for me to play mini bags? Like, is it going to ruin my game? And so I did. Yeah.
I think mini bags may have helped my roll shot, and I'm not.
There you go.
I'm not joking. I don't know why either.
I said my response was your brain can memorize more than one automation, right? So like it can separate. This is automation for this, and this is automation for this. But you have to be able to easily navigate between, right? To know like you need to know how to get an automation, number one, and then how to navigate between the different ones. But,
Yeah, definitely.
but I guess it can be helpful according to you. So that's cool too.
We've got one more question here, and it kind of I was going to ask you, and then we went to break, and I forgot. But Clayton says, do you and Phil watch film and make a game plan knowing who you're about to face? Reason I wanted to ask that question as well is because I noticed at the last national, Philip was just basically cleaning up the blocks. He was just going right through them. And I think that was a little bit different strategy than what I've seen you guys throughout the season. So do you guys have like monthly or weekly meetings, game planning, what went wrong, what went right, and try to change your approach for the next tournament?
So he always wants to go through blocks. Like if you ever see Phil lay a block, he'll kind of go like this, like, oh my God, I laid a block. So he never, ever wants to lay a block unless he has to in a shootout or, if he's going to give up points, or same with me to end the game. We don't watch film together. I only really watched film when I first started. Just to kind of see what the pros were like and develop different techniques. So we don't do any of that. We will watch just cornhole on the side for fun. But I actually just got off the phone with them. We're talking about Sam's Club and Chick-fil-A. So we keep things pretty loose every time we're talking to each other.
That's awesome. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time, Mark, but it has been so fun. I'm getting to chat with you, and congratulations on your season thus far and being number one. I have no doubt it will continue. And we look forward to seeing, potential double shootouts wins and what you do at Worlds. So thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you, buddy. Yep.
Bye. Awesome. All right, we're going to say bye to Mark. We're going to take a commercial break and come back with highlights from, where are they from, Wally?
National number 4, Court 1. I know we had a lot of courts, but we only got Court 1 highlights here.
All right after this. Welcome back, and it is time for highlights. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yep. National number 4, Court 1. We have some pretty good highlights. Got some exciting shots. I know there was the Andrew Guy, Devin Hardball, bar soap thing that everybody wants me to put on there, but I don't have that one. But
that was Court 2.
Yeah, that was Court 2. I know Corn's got it on there. Different systems, different setups. It'd be kind of hard to get all the highlights together. Plus, that just means 4 times the length for editing. So
correct. All right, here we go.
Yeah, we kind of lumped them all together here, starting things off. You see some teams events. Maybe working on the top. We got a lot of backsides here.
Okay. This is another one.
Almost got it.
Ooh.
Like, come on, give it to me.
That didn't fall in either. It got stuck there.
Yeah, just hung up on him.
Oh,
Connor Wise had a couple good pushes here. Is this our first?
sneaky.
Is this our first Canadian on the highlight reel?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. There's that crazy throw from
Sean
in
Farrell's
front of.
throw. It's
Hold on, I gotta go back. This throw is bananas.
backward. It's like a frisbee accurate push.
How it works, I don't know. This probably stumps Anthony Ione. Like how? How is this happening?
Up top collects for the Airmail.
Oh man, I wish these were going a little slower. It's like rapid fire.
I know you want that 70%. There's an Airmail coin slot version from Tony.
Yeah, of course he did. How many highlights does Tony have here?
I was thinking about this. Like early in the season, it was like a Devin Hardball show, and then it transitions to like basically a Tony Smith, Caleb Batson highlight reel here at some point.
That makes sense.
Some pretty good matches. We went from the Airmail show in National number 3 in Portland to basically a lot of rolls here in this one. And then we did get confirmation that Justin Burton Jr. switching up the bags a little bit. Unfortunate right there. I don't know how that bag in front didn't fall in.
I don't either. So crazy.
But yeah, Tony Smith went from complaining about never being on the broadcast at open number 3 to
just
always on there.
Oh, and one. Yeah. Just dominating the broadcast or live stream court.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like it's like he's not afraid to shoot any shot right now.
No, I
take it. You saw that and one there against Ryan Wiedenfeld. If you give him an opportunity ever to take that shot, he's taking it every single time.
Creek Killers rolls are just insane. Oh, it just sticks there.
Yep, missed opportunity for coin slot 2.0, but that just goes to show you that it's not a fluke. If he was able to hit that in open number 3,
he can do it again. Yep.
Yeah, 5, 6, 7 months down the road, and he's still hitting that same exact spot.
Did somebody say it was a fluke?
I mean, so they were trying to figure out which is the most impressive shot, for going into the Stevie Awards. Nasty collect there from Dean. Fish. We almost lost Fisher through the curtains. You saw it. Oh, did I go too far? What did I do? I broke it.
You broke it. You're fired. Oh, he fell over Azuka.
Oh man, that would have been the highlight. That would have been the highlight of the year.
Crescendo of the awkward knuckles.
Right. Drum roll, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man. Calculation there from Mikey. Awkward knuckles are always great. But here we go. Here's the Caleb Batson show.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think he was feeling these bags. I don't think he was feeling these bags at the beginning.
They weren't working for him.
There's a
penguin. That is disgusting.
I mean, look how hard he's collecting these bags too.
I can't believe it stays on the board.
Yeah, so if he misses, that thing's going over to court number 2.
Yeah, it's flying.
Yeah. But then after a while, KB was able to get it figured out. Doesn't really matter what he's doing. He's just firing bags and hitting them. We're seeing a lot more of these short airmails.
There's a certain someone that does not like them.
Just saying, Bernie. Just saying.
He's like, well, they do make them sometimes. Like, well, yeah, that's every shot, right?
Yeah, but his argument was less than 10%.
Oh, that's what he was saying? Less than 10?
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's no way. I mean, we got.
Now, does it count if they make it, but they don't drag the bag in front, but it still goes in?
I'm only counting the ones that they make the one in front, and it's
okay.
It's still more than 10%. So
I would agree. I would
probably say it's 33%, which is still pretty good at this level.
Yeah. Your airmail's still your higher percentage shot other than like a slide, I would think. Yeah.
Light Skin put in some work on court 1 this weekend.
Now, he was impressive. It was Detroit working for you, Corey.
Yeah.
I love the red on red bags, by the way. That's real fun. It's ideal.
Jimmy is back.
Oh. Fisher's face.
Player reactions are my favorite thing.
Oh, yeah, they are pretty good.
Man.
Wow.
KB's got everything working. Of course, you always got your Frank Modeling clips in there. Unfortunate break there for Cheyenne.
Why would you put that in? That's so mean.
The awkwardness is so funny.
You're so evil.
I'm not evil. It's a replay. I put it in there.
That's a short airmail.
How about Eric Davis? Airmail.
Collect. Yeah, Eric Davis was on one. Oh, and one.
And one there from Eric. Eric had like 3 or 4 shots in this match alone.
That's insane.
Hold on. How about that? Go back for that and one there from Eric. I don't know where it's at on my screen.
Yeah, I don't know how far back I need to go here. I think that's right here. Yeah, right here. Right?
It's a little bit after this.
Oh, after this.
I'm going to brag on myself for this editing job. These are 2 different clips. Look at this. Hits it right into the next clip. Look at that editing job. You couldn't even tell, could you?
Fire. Seamless, Wally.
Seamless.
That's professional editing right there.
Pat myself on the back.
Yeah, as you should.
It actually kind of happened by accident. After I did it, I was like, wait, where'd the other clip go?
Like, wait a second.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Fisher clapped and KB fired right back.
Yep. Oh, there we go. I can't believe. I'm surprised he didn't have any Eddie because he was having a great weekend too.
Eddie was just throwing 11s. Like,
he's just making all the bags in the hole. Got it.
There's no highlight reel for putting every single bag in the hole. I mean, poor Brandon Jones, I think, threw like an 11.2.
That's right. I forgot about that one.
11.69 or something like that. I mean,
Maureen said, "Did you watch the USA Cornhole? The one guy James has a crazy throw." I did not. I didn't see any of that, so yeah, I didn't catch that.
I was in the garage cleaning everything up, but no, I think it went well today. I think that we're going to do this a lot more. I mean, can't really speak for me, sure, what the ACO has in mind for us. So if you guys enjoyed asking a player questions live, feel free to always kind of chime in.
I almost think it would make more sense to do it like once a month live, like with certain guests that are people are really interested in learning more about kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll have to see what works best for everybody.
I don't know what's going to happen with this shootout here in, oh my gosh, where are we? Wisconsin?
Milwaukee.
Where
am I right now?
I went blank for a second. And then next week in Ohio. But I do know that whenever I go out to HQ for the World Championships, I'll be there a week early, and I want to bring Trey Ryder on the show. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
People will have questions for Trey, I'm sure.
Yeah, because we got to get ready for Worlds. Every year at Worlds, we do something a little bit better. So it's going to be cool to see what transpires for that, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Fun.
Well,
I'm looking forward to it.
I am as well. I think that's all we got today for you guys. Thank you, everyone who joined us live and asked questions in the chat. That is super fun. Jennifer's in the chat and saying hi, by the way.
Jennifer, yeah, somebody said it was a great interview with Mark. I think so as well.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he's always a great interview. And that's why I think it would be fun to kind of pick and choose who we bring on live to make sure there's someone that can really give us a lot of good information. But anyways, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Wally, I'll see you tomorrow in Milwaukee.
If you need a ride, let me know. I got a Yukon Denali that I just want to drive. So.
But you know what? I will have you come pick me up in your sweet ride. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.